I love the chants. I'm just going to level with you. As somebody that comes from the United States, where you grow up celebrating basically everything with a nice defense, or, you know, like the most creative it gets is maybe like Eagles fans in the NFL. They go Eagles, Eagles. I think it's just people from Philadelphia trying to prove they can spell. But you don't get songs. And I'm really fascinated by that because I'm somebody that likes to pull at threads. I'm somebody that procrastinates for hours, going down these massive, incredibly long rabbit holes. I'm sure that's very obvious given the way these videos are typically put together. Me just going down perpetual rabbit holes until I end up back where I started. Like why things have happened, the history of different things. But I don't know the history of songs at all. I mean, the United States and England in particular, I feel like have a close lineage when it comes to a lot of things, a lot of different ways that the society functions. But that musical need, I mean, the United States has music everywhere. We produce, I mean, so does England. We produce a ton of bands, right? In a lot of the music that the I would say at least the Western world listens to on a regular basis is at least produced in the United States. It's not like we're an unmusical society. And yet our fandom has just never adopted that musical style, except of course around MLS. And that is basically because MLS supporters either come from places that sing, notably South and Central America, or watch it on TV and go, damn, that looks fun. Let's just go ahead and do that. I would love if there is like a good piece of literature or a good YouTube video on the history, the origin of the singing culture, particularly in the English leagues, because that's where it gets the most sing-songy. I mean, there are other songs and chants that you see pop up in different places in the world, but it just feels like England is nearly unique in its ability to cook up a long form. Like there's almost a separate language that happens within the songs. Like there's understood certain tunes to go with certain things and certain responses. And like there's a very intricate, delicate dance that is done between home and away fans in terms of what is chanted and when and how it all works that, as somebody that's been to matches in other countries, it does not seem to exist, at least in that way. So if there is a piece of literature, if there is a YouTube video, point me in that direction. Because this story actually has a lot to do with that singing culture and the fact that I find it hilarious. Not just awesome, like I was saying earlier. I find it truly hilarious. And this story demonstrates that it's almost like a rap battle. You know, there's this, and then there's the reply, and then is this a library? And it's like, now it's too loud for a library. It goes back and forth, and it's almost like the crowds are these organisms that can think for themselves. And it's almost 3 a.m, so I'm kind of hallucinating a little bit here. So I know that's not the way that the chants actually normally go, but you're gonna enjoy this one. It comes from the Swansea West Brom match. Okay, Swansea against West Bromwich Albion in the English Championship. And I don't know if you knew this. I certainly didn't know this. Former Welsh international Joe Allen is still playing for Swansea. I mean, I didn't know. Former Liverpool player, right? Guy that played at multiple Euros. Was once called the Welsh Pirlo, right, by Brendan Rodgers. Okay, that guy. He's 34 years old. He signed with Swansea 2 years ago. He's still there. He's made like 56 appearances since 2022. I guess that was 3 years ago. And he's just kicking about. And he subs in the 88th minute, right? Against West Brom, he checks in the 88th minute. It's Joe Allen time. They're down 1-0. And when he subs in, the fans for West Brom instantly cook up a brilliant song. Like, I don't understand the process of this. Does some drunk dude just stand up and turn around and he's like, all right, everyone, eyes on me. Okay, here we go. This is a little tune I've cooked up. I brought my flute, and so I'm going to play the first couple of bars, and then everybody just kind of join in. It's a lovely little number about Joe Allen. And here we go. 1, 2, 3. So they sing, right? Because kind of a natural reaction, right? The sort of reaction that any fan has when they see a player that they just haven't seen in a while. But they sing We thought he was dead. We thought he was dead. Joe Allen, we thought he was dead, when he checks in the 88th minute. Now, you probably can figure out where we're going with this. If I'm making a video about this, and he subbed in the 88th minute of a match that West Brom was losing 1-0, and then West Brom fans saying, we thought he was dead, to Joe Allen, if you had to guess what was going to happen next, if you were prophetic, all right, Nostradamus, what was somebody in the comments actually did guess what was going to happen next? They said, I purposely didn't join in on that because I knew that exact thing would happen. Yeah, well, about that, because here's the goal. Yeah, here's Joe Allen heading a ball into the back of the net in the 92nd minute to draw Swansea level with West Brom. You thought he was dead? Well, now he's scoring against you. And ain't that just the most English football thing that you've ever seen? From a Welshman and a Welsh club. But, okay. Great Britain. The most Great Britain thing you ever did see. But that is not the end of the story. This is not just a situation where we have West Brom fans make fun of Joe Allen for being in the tail end of his career and having been out of the limelight for years after very much being in the limelight for a long time. No, we're not done. Swansea fans, as is the tradition, as is their birthright, as fans of a significant club in the British Isles somewhere, they cook up a retort. And that is really why we're here. And I'll be honest, the retort is louder than because they're at home, but the retort is louder than the initial chant. And I would love to know the logistics of it. Does somebody have a printer in the stands and they just, you print off the lyrics real quick and you hand it out? Okay, guys, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I mean, come on. That is A-grade shithousery. That is beyond brilliant. Command of the chanting culture of England. That's beautiful. Music to my ears. Spectacular television. Joey Allen, you thought he was dead. And then there's multiple people in the comments and stuff talking about you'll never walk alone. And what really brings this whole thing together is that Joey Allen started his senior career with Swansea. So that is where he has returned to finish out his career. So these fans are willing to defend him even more than the average player because this guy is a Swansea player through and through. He bleeds white and black, which I feel like, that's a serious medical condition, but it also means you're probably a Swansea fan. And guess what? Joe Allen's not dead, apparently. It's amazing what I run into at 3 a.m. Love the chants.